What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ross the Boss coming at you with an all-new Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. We, of course, finished our Moroccan conquest here. And, of course, Morocco was allied to Tunisia, which, of course, brought them into the war. We pieced out Tunisia with a separate peace. And, of course, they did cede us, or at least Telemankin here, a variety of their very weak provinces, 13 development. Obviously, the coastal ones aren't very weak, but some of these highlands territories are only 3 development long, with, of course, no buildings in them at all. We were going to cede a variety of provinces to Telemankin here, but I didn't want them. They are already rebellious. I don't want them to grow too strong. And, of course, having all of this provinces for our own will give us some additional trade power. And, of course, we do have a gold mine, which will give us a lot of extra income. In the meantime, we are coring down some of our new counties that we've taken over. We are setting up new governments, converting them from their old governments. We do have a lazy diplomat. We are going to send you up to France and improve your relations from 79 to positive 100. Now, I am a little worried. I certainly have the manpower to deal with this, but I'm going to have a variety of uprisings very, very shortly. Gibraltar and Granada could easily be brought back down to 0. Do we have any war exhaustion? By going into our stability and expansion map icon, we only have 0.43, so all of this unrest will go down by 0.43, but there's really nothing we can do about the Moroccan separatists and the Tafilalti separatists, but we should be able to possibly prevent the Portuguese separatists and the Grenadian separatists from uprising. And as soon as we get there, we are making about 10 ducats every single month. We have begun our... what is this? I wonder if Portugal... I don't think so. I'm not sure if Portugal actually owns this territory. Or it could just be green because it's an island. It looks like Portugal owns it, though. If we actually click Portugal, they have exploration ideas, so it's certainly possible this could be theirs. And once we vassalize them, all of that territory will be ours. Now our explorer is done. We are going to explore. We've explored the sea, and we know where the land is. So now we're going to explore the land itself, West African coast. And, of course, the Grenadian separatists, as soon as these troops are in position, we could go ahead and drastically improve the amount of army maintenance we're paying, which, of course, will once again take out some of this unrest. We now have the Green Hills of Arguin, which I believe is this very small province. The natives in Arguin were enthralled by the glass beads, brass bells, and cloth our explorers traded for fresh fish and venison. In their report to us, the ship's crew spoke about that there was very little wealth among the people, and they seemed peaceful. Some events troubled them, as the villagers, for some reason, deserted their homes one night and left the village to be explored by the members of the expedition. Nothing much was found, only a small rattle made of gold buried among some fishing nets bore witness that this province might yield some fortune to us. I'm very happy about that. We are going to send our very first colonist, and luckily enough, we don't have to worry about any uprisings because we do have our certain type of native exploration policy. Now, of course, I would like to go ahead and create Saoura here. It's a very small amount of overextension, only about 3%, but I would like to set up a government here as soon as I can. And I would like to finally take over the rest of Morocco. And of course, I really want a lot of things. I would like to declare war on France here, possibly bringing Burgundy into the fray. And I was correct. It looks like Portugal has set up some colonists here. So maybe it was a good idea to vassalize them for the time being. All of their income will go towards colonization and allowing me to begin my colonization of the Ivory Coast. Though I would like to declare war on Mali, we really don't have the manpower just yet. And as the game ticks on, we are going to go ahead and purchase more and more barracks, which of course we are 97 ducats each, but they will improve our local manpower modifier very substantially. And we would like to get an Inquisitor. Right now, we actually do have an Inquisitor. So the only way we could really improve the amount of missionary strength would be to improve the amount of stability we have, which would be very, very expensive. Or, of course, we could potentially pass new ideas here, such as the Advancement of Religious Act, which I certainly won't be doing because it'll give us a national unrest. The Active Uniformity will be available with Administrative Technology 8. That, of course, will be able to help us start converting a lot of these provinces. You know, 0.2% will bring us from 555 plus 1% should bring us down to about 98 rather than 555. So, you know, about 500% faster. Our Explorer is ready once again. We are going to explore the North Atlantic Sea. And we are essentially waiting for more manpower. We are essentially waiting to declare war on Morocco and Tunisia. Unfortunately, that won't be for another 11 years. And of course, we are waiting for the Separatists to begin. And it looks like we are going to be a little late. Let's improve our army maintenance as much as we can and bring our troops into the Highlands and mount the Highlands territory as soon as we can, and we'll move them out. So that way we will always get a very nice defensive bonus wherever we are, whether it be in the mountains or whether it be in Ceuta. Okay, because we do have a castle here, I am going to go ahead, take out these very weak units of 7,000. And the first of next month, we will go ahead and attack Fez. I'm very happy that we do have a castle here. And of course, these 20,000 units would be considered the aggressor, and we would essentially be the defender, even though we are attacking. And I think I'll actually attack on the 1st of July. And of course, I would like to, our cores are almost complete, which means I should be able to begin coring this province here because there is no adjacent territory very soon. And it is the 1st of July. We are going to attack. For the Catholic faith, relations have improved, which is very nice to see. And of course, we have completed our mission, granting us some additional morale and some additional manpower recovery speed. We are going to take the rest of our troops down to southern Morocco. We now have the ability to get a new mission. We could either unlock Italian ambitions. I don't want to do that at all because we already have some provinces here. The rival of our rival, Scotland's opinion of Castile, is at 100. I don't want to do that either. And of course, if we turn Arguin into a city, they will gain 1 base production, which of course is very nice because that will be for the rest of the game, even though they are going to only produce something very, very weak, like fish. But having more production will certainly be nice. And very soon we should be able to set up our core. We're about 93% of the way there. The Portuguese separatists will most likely not even spawn. We have finished exploring the North Atlantic. We are going to go ahead, begin moving down into Africa. Once again, we have either the Caribbean or the Atlantic Sea. I think I'm going to try the Caribbean. Now, it looks like the Holy Roman Empire here has passed their second reform. They are getting closer and closer, consolidating the empire's power. Of course, if we go into our political map mode and to imperial map mode, you can see the Holy Roman Empire is now becoming more and more centralized. And of course, if all of their reforms do pass, which hardly ever happens, they will, of course, have all of this territory into one unified member state or one unified Holy Roman Empire. I don't want to be spending this much money, so I'm going to go ahead and reduce our army maintenance down to about 80%. That way I'll save a few ducats. And we should have the ability to finally get our last core. And though this will cost me a lot of administrative power, I am going to set up my new governments. I would like to make one here, of all places. Only because Sasura is not a core. I absolutely want this to be a state because of the gold mine. I'll take these provinces for sure. And of course, we now have to spend 156 administrative power, bringing our autonomy down. I believe this will tick down to 0 in time. We do have a coastal center of trade. We are going to grant this to the burghers. And of course, wait 1 day. And we now have 14 additional trade power, which now means we have more and more strength here. You know, we went from 284 to 298. And I could go ahead and I don't know how many states we have left, so I'm not going to convert this into a state just yet, in case we only have 1 state and we have 2 available. The levy. In time, many of the everyday occurrences in the life of our queen, consort, regent, and their predecessor have become the subject of ceremony. Being able to attend the bedroom of the ruler as she dresses, for instance, is considered by many to be the best way to gain the ear of the queen, consort, regent. An elaborate court life will certainly limit the power of our nobles to plot against us and their countryside properties, but it could also prove quite expensive. Denying them the right to be part of the daily life of our queen consort regent entirely, on the other hand, would also limit their influence, but the nobility would likely resent it. I think I am going to keep it at a modest level. All of these would be very dangerous. An elaborate and lengthy ceremony for the most influential. We would gain prestige and possible advisors, but what we really don't... Ooh, this would lose the amount of influence they have. But, of course, this is going to be very expensive. Losing national... Oh, my goodness. Until the year 1510. Certainly not going to do that. And, of course, I think I will just take the nobility hit, the loyalty hit, bringing us down to 39%. But, of course, in 1 month, it should move from 39.98% to 40%. And they are now loyal once again. We should have a variety of rebels here very, very soon. And it looks like the only province that's left here with some overextension and unrest is Algarve. Oh my goodness, and we also need to go ahead and improve the mercenary, the amount of money we're spending. Army maintenance. And it looks like, because we were at 80% and not at 10%, our crisis was averted due to proper planning, and I'm happy I did that. Got a little excited there. Okay, so if we hover over these rebels, they should be spawning in the next 0.7 years. And it looks like they are only going to spawn in Tafalalt. So these 17,000 troops don't even need to be here. I think they're going to hang out in this Highlands territory, at least for the time being. And actually, we have a brand new job. We're going to try to take out these Tlemenkin separatists. And I believe, even though we are rebellious, I'm very happy to announce that we finally have a missionary converting some of Tlemenkin here to Catholicism. France would like our assistance. I believe I will accept for the time being. Which, of course, we should be able to take out just about anybody with all of our aid from Aragon and Naples. A lot of countries are joining into a military coalition. That is fine. There's not going to be much they can do at all. We are going to spend 50 military power recruiting a general. A 1-2-2, not necessarily too dangerous or too strong. And we will have a rebel uprising very soon. But of course, if we park some troops over Algarve, they should be able to dissipate fairly quickly. And if we hover over France here, we have 100 and... Oh my goodness, we have 130,000 men versus 50,000 men. So no matter what, we are going to win this battle. Accommodations with the natives in Arguin, they lose 1 ferocity. And I would like to begin colonizing the coast here, though it will be a little expensive. And I would like to go ahead and look at our court, and then our government map mode, and maybe even diplomacy. If we have a leading union, 2 vassals, and a royal marriage and an alliance. Unfortunately, well, I would like to go to war against France, though I'm not too sure if I would even win. And of course, Burgundy, we are weakening them very quickly. I would like to go ahead and take a variety of these provinces, so that way we can severely weaken the amount of naval power that France will be able to bring against us. And of course, returning these 2 provinces to England could be very helpful as well. And it would be quite fun to take over all of Brittany. But in the meantime, we are preparing to take out these Tafilalt separatists. The Portuguese separatists are slowly dissipating over time. And I guess I will go ahead and move these 17,000 troops back down into northern Africa to prepare for this uprising. And in the meantime, we are kicking butt and taking names. And what is kind of fun is all of our vassals here are in a war as well, so they are weakening themselves, meaning all vassals' relative power to Castile will basically decrease as well. Looks like Holland, Flanders, and Milan are sieging down some Italian provinces, so hopefully we can have Aragon or even France make their way down as well, or even Savoy. And of course, we now have 282 ducats. I would like to begin saving up some money to potentially embracing colonialism. I believe it is going to spawn somewhere in Iberia, giving us provincial trade power modifier by 10%, which is very, very nice. All of our provinces will gain 10% trade power, though it's not a lot. But if you go ahead and you add all of our country together with 10%, that certainly will be quite beneficial. Once again, I am going to go ahead and get commercial monopolies, 1 mercantilism. And we now have the ability to unlock overseas exploration, granting colonial range plus 50%. That is quite nice. We are making our way closer to the land of opportunity, granting more settlers, but what I really want the most would be this extra colonist, and that won't be available for 1,200 diplomatic power. Now, I believe, as we continue to move on through the game, I will most likely get expansionism ideas as my 3rd idea group, and then, my 2nd idea group, and then my 3rd idea group will most likely be quantity, or it will most likely either be innovative or economic ideas. Regional nobles challenge Castile. I will certainly 100%... Where is Asturias? I hope it's not an island. That's fine. I am going to go ahead and improve our army maintenance as much as possible, and it is to the top. And I believe we should be able to crush them. We'll make our way up. I'm expecting these Tafilalti separatists to spawn any minute now. We have the manpower, might as well put it to good use. Slowly but surely making our way north. We are going to crush them, losing some loyalty. And we'll go ahead and grant that now. We have Catherine of Aragon, the first female ambassador in European history. Catherine of Aragon served the Spanish court in England and proved the English wrong when they believed her to be easily manipulated. She married Henry VIII and served as regent of England for 6 months, during which she played an important part of the Battle of Flodden. Catherine was an educated woman who commissioned the book The Education of Christian Women by Juan Louis Vives and was much loved for her programs of charity towards the poor. By blah blah blah, offer her an advisor role, or we could take 10 prestige. We would gain a diplomat level 2 for 50% cheaper. I think I will certainly inquire her abilities. And of course, Catherine of Aragon will only cost us 2.5 ducats every month, but it will drastically improve the amount of diplomatic power gained. We're going to move into Asturias, try to take out these Castilian noble rebels, and then eventually we will make our way back to northern Africa. A revolt in Hodna, Tunisian separatists once again. And the stronger unit with 17,000 troops will begin moving back down to Tafilalt. Over time, their manpower will slowly recover. I now have the ability to make a new state. I am going to try my best to make this gold mine into a province as well. And we should be able to take out these 11,000 troops with ease, though they will most likely give us some years of separatism, but that is fine and that will be okay. And 16% French conquest of Nevers. War score. I will be moving our way into Tlimenken as well. Now, it looks like they are still outright rebellious, but now they are down to 74% enforced religion. All vassals' relative power to Castile is quite high, so they aren't going to like me for a very, very long time. Unless, of course, we do produce more units. We have the ability to produce 14,000 more troops. We'll see exactly what happens in the next upcoming days. My primary goal is to begin colonizing more and more of the Ivory Coast, but I would like to go ahead and declare war on Morocco. And in the meantime, I will go ahead, build up our spy network, and unfortunately, I am going to have to go ahead and end this episode here. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode.